Hi, hello, Queen Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we are talking Halloween spooky. Now, I don't really do very much with Halloween, or I haven't in the past, but I really like this year's stuff from Stampin' Up. And although I'm not a Halloween, like true Halloween gal, I do like lots of the stuff, and I have been playing, and yeah, I just really am taken by it. Anyway, so these are the papers. So let me show you the papers. This is called Monster Bash. So we have lots of different images in frames here, like a wall of frame pictures on the wall. And then we have some spooky bats, some spooky houses. I like that very much. I like that one a lot. And then we have lotions and potions and all things that go like eye of newt and toe of frog or whatever it is. In fact, there is a frog. Don't show Sean. It's got butterflies and all bugs and stuff in jars. He won't like this. Sean wouldn't like that paper. It's got too many creepy crawlies in jars. I like this one. This I'm putting on the back of my advent calendar to turn it into a Halloween trick or treat countdown. So you can have the books, and it looks like a shelf of books, and it's going to have little things scattered across it. I haven't done it yet. I will do it after this video and then show you what it's like. Then this one is sort of Morticia and Lurch and mummies and pumpkin heads and all those kind of things, and Mr. and Mrs. Dracula and something or other, witches and Morticia. This is definitely Morticia up here, I feel. A dragon, lots of cute little dragons. They're nice. You don't see everything when you first see it. I hadn't spotted the dragons. Look at them. And then little skeletons going there. They're quite good. So that's one side, and then when you turn it over, you get the other side. So this is like a piece from a newspaper, the Ghouls Gazette. The grand gathering at Shelley Mansion. Frankenstein and his bride after the honeymoon. Get ready to eat, drink and be scary. So, you know, like a newspaper piece, which I think would be fantastic if you were doing a scrapbook, Halloween scrapbook, showing what you got up to this year for Halloween. Then we have a nice sort of plain, vintagey, decorative piece, which is quite nice. Good background piece. Then you have another page, which I think again would be fantastic if you were doing a murder mystery, a Harry Potter event, or some kind of something to do with either Cluedo or Harry Potter, because it's got the piano room, the gallery, dance hall, library, study, guest quarters, secret passage, you know, and then it's got all these footprints and stuff, so it kind of looks a bit like the Marauders map, but also it could be something out of Cluedo. I do like the fact that outside of the common room there's a little graveyard, just a couple of graveyards, sort of graves are here, sort of marked across. Then we have another vintage floral baroque kind of piece of paper in crushed curry. Then we have some recipes which you could add to your library or add to your scrapbooking pages. So what's that say? It says zombie repellent spritz, always handy. Fried fillet of kraken, not sure I fancy some of that. Chaos into your life. Oh, okay. It says, do not disturb. Oh, here we are. Mummy. Wrapped in cloth, the mummy is said to be resting for eternity. Do not disturb a mummy's tomb unless you intend to introduce chaos into your life and bring a curse upon your head. Oh, there you go. So this is like a description of things, like a dictionary of sorts. So that's quite good. And then this is my favourite piece, I think, from the background pieces like this. Lots of spiders' webs. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to be playing with that set today, that set of papers today. And we're also going to be playing with a few other things. The first thing we're going to be playing with, or I wanted to show you, was I promised you that this bird, which is actually from Toil Christmas, okay, this is supposed to be a red cardinal. It scares the heck out of me. As soon as I saw it, I went, that bird's kind of like evil looking. It's like really evil looking. So I turned it into an evil looking raven, which is a bit hard on ravens really, because they're not very particularly evil, but they've always been linked to witches and stuff like that. But actually they're really lovely birds and very intelligent. But I just chopped off that top piece, that fluffy bit at the top, coloured it in with my blends, Stampin' Blends, chopped him out, added a little red rhinestone for his eye, and then attached him to this beautiful die, which says Wicked. So so I turned him into a card, so that's cute. And we're going to be playing with that die a little bit more, but we're going to also be playing with these. Now these are coffin treat boxes, and when I saw them I just fell in love with them, which is a really bizarre thing to say about coffin treat boxes, and I do understand how weird that sounds, but they're just so cute. They come fully prepped like this. How many do you get in a packet? You get 12 in a packet, which is a good number for treats, okay? And you can decorate them however you wish, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And funnily enough, I then walked into my local craft shop. It's like it does everything for kids and stuff, and I saw this and I'm like, oh, it's a little coffin, like my little coffin boxes. This one they've popped a light inside, so you know, we don't have like a bat die, but I'm sure there'll be something that we can do. But it's got different changing lights. Can you see that? It's got different coloured lights inside. So I really like that. So I thought, oh, there's got to be something that we can do with our coffin boxes that kind of, and I'm going to decorate this box as well, because I think this would look great decorated in some of those papers and decoupaged up. So we'll do a bit of that at some point as well. So, but first of all, I want to just show you how to put these together. So they're really simple, okay? You're going to need your bone folder, because you do need to burnish your edges. Okay, so you're after folding in all of your tabs, I would, first of all. Okay, fold in all the tabs, going all the way around so you don't miss any, because there are some in sort of weird places. And you do this to get a really good sharp edge to your box. Okay, and make sure that it sits nicely, because there's nothing worse than a box that's a bit dodgy on the rocker, dodgy on its edges, and it rocks all over the place. So that, especially not if you're going to put it standing upright with like a mummy coming out of it or something, just, you know, in your decorating thing. And that's the thing, these would be great for treats. You could fill them with those gobstoppers you get this time of year that look like eyes. They would look good, but you could also fill them with anything else. Or even, I'm going to show you something else you can do with them as well. Then this is the lid. So it comes with a separate lid. And again, you just need to do all your edges, little tabs. Make sure those are nicely done. Okay. Work your way all the way around. It's worth taking the time doing this. You can just squeeze them and put them together. But I just find that these... It just sort of finishes it off. Makes sure that it has a really nice, good seal and fit. Okay, then you're going to need some wet glue. Now, I recommend our multi-purpose glue, which I know you can't get at the moment, but it will be back again soon, hopefully, in the UK. And you're just going to attach a piece and then follow the lines of the box. Okay, so don't try and make it necessarily square. It just needs to fit. Tabs just need to fit in where they're supposed to go, because this is not a square box. Obviously, it's a coffin shape box, so don't try and put it at a right angle, because that's not right. And then we'll have this little one. This one's going to be a bit fiddly. It tucks in underneath that one there, and it's not actually a square, it's more like a diagonal. It's like a, what's that, 75 degrees or something angle, or 25-degree angle if you're looking at it from the other side. This one on the other hand is more like a 90-degree. Oops. You do have to hold it a little bit when you're using glue, but it does stick really, really well. And there's no ripping that you might get when you try and take off the tear and tape. Sometimes you can get that happen. So this one, you're sort of folding it almost outwards. And I do know it's difficult for you to see black on black, so I apologise for that, but I thought you'd like to see how they actually go together. And it's really quick and easy to do. And then that one comes in like that. Okay. So make sure you've held all your edges. That's all sorted. Lovely. That's your coffin lid. Okay. I'm easily amused. So these tabs are going to fold inside, and then these are going to sit on the outside. So you can see it's quite deep. So we'll just do this bit first. And once you've got the whole general construction going in your head, then you start to see how you could adapt them. It's the first thing that I sort of, as soon as I saw it as a box, I thought, oh, wouldn't that be good if we did this and this and this and this. So we are going to be doing some more things with these boxes, but probably not all in one video, because otherwise you'd be here for a while. So I'm going to let you off that, and you can come back next time for the next episode of whatever I'm planning for these, because yeah, well, you'll need to get some for a start, and then you'll be able to play along with me. And if you've got some and you've already played along with these, I'd love to see them. You can hop over onto my Facebook page, which is just Queen Pip Cards, so it's just the @ sign and then Queen Pip Cards, and then anyone's allowed to post on there. You can post pictures of what you've made with them. It'd be cute to get a whole kind of album going with all these things, people posting on there. It would be fab. I love seeing people what you've done, especially if I've inspired you with anything. You know, it's really nice to know that you've taken something I've done and then turned it into something different, or a different colourway or different style or whatever. There we go. Look at that. Is that not just the most adorable thing? So there's a couple of things that you can do with this. Now obviously you're going to fill it with treats, so that's a given, but you can obviously decorate the actual box itself. There's a little bit of room, not masses of room. I wouldn't decorate maybe every single side, okay, but you could definitely do some decoration on some of the sides if you wanted to, or you could be really careful and just put a line, you know, around the bottom, like on the bottom of a sarcophagus. Okay, you could definitely do that. And then the lid can absolutely be decorated. So what I have done is, she says, trying to find her papers. Where have I put my papers? Ooh, where did I put my papers? Here they are. Yeah, so what I've done is I've cut out a couple of these shapes. Yeah, this is the one I want for now. So I've cut out a couple of these in from the paper with the bats, from the Monster Bash paper. So it's the one that's on the back of that broccoli thing. And all I did to do that was that I took one of the lids, or you could take the box once you've made it up and just literally just draw around it and then cut inside those lines. I mean, it's that simple. Okay, now I do want to rough this up a little bit, or at least make it look a little bit more sort of gruesome-y. So I've got myself a dauber, and I've got myself my Memento ink pad. Now to rough it up a bit, you can either use a knife, although I don't necessarily recommend that, or you can use your scissors. Okay, and you just literally scrape along the side. It does sound dreadful. Or you could use an old trimmer blade to cut your thing out. I mean, that's the other option, okay, where it's got really rough and whatever. If you've got some of those, if you kept one, some people keep them just for this technique so that they can rough up the edges of something. So it's just off sharp. It's not quite completely blunt so it tears everything, but it's just off sharp. So you could do that, or you could do this. And you're sort of scraping away at the paper. It does make you feel a bit funny. Makes your fingers go a bit odd. And then you get your Memento ink pad. There we go. And a dauber. And you just start to darken those edges with the ink. And this sort of makes it all look a bit more dark and dank. You know, because it's a coffin, it's not exactly going to be cheery. Although you could make it out of, you know, pale blue and lovely colours if you wanted to. I'm sure some people would like that. But for me, it's got to be dark. Dark and dusty. There we go. Which has suddenly brought Country Road into my head, because we sing that sometimes at choir, and that's got a dark and dusky line in it. Oh, how your brain wanders. And you can add a little bit more if you want it a bit more sort of grimy. Add a bit more. You know, you're not going to ruin anything by doing that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get out our Wicked dies. So we have a set of dies that are called Wicked dies, literally called Wicked dies. And this is sort of casing one of the coffins on the catalogue, but it's like, who wouldn't do this? This is just great with this die set. So this is going to be this is the Wicked that's like that Wicked, and then they've got these tiny incy wincy spider dies. Isn't that great? Now I know it's bats and not spiders, so we might have a look and see whether I should stamp this bat and cut that out. That's the other option I've got, so I'm debating that at the moment, but we'll be using spiders later. I'm going to pop my spider into my coffin so I don't lose it, just because that makes it nice and easy. And then we're going to run this Wicked through the big shot. Okay, now the question I have is, do I do it in white or do I do it in black? And the reason why I have that question is because I want to do this sparkly ribbon behind it. I think I'm going to cut it out twice and see which one looks best. I think black's going to be fine. But we just might want to have that option to do either. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on there, like so. Oh no, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh yes. I've just been embossing and I forgot I took my die cut plate off. There we go, that's better. Thought it felt a bit easy to go through. There we go. And this is just such a lovely die. These new dies, they just cut so beautifully. Whee! Look at this. It's coming. It's already coming out. It's already coming out. There we go. Whoops. Look at that. So it's just a question of extracting it from just unhooking it from itself. There we go. And I quite like the bit that's left behind actually as well, because I think that would be a good sort of, if you kept that piece for the D, you'd get a good outline Wicked, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to keep that, pop that piece in with the die in my coffin, and then it's nice and safe. Okay, do this. So yeah, so that's the Wicked die, and this, oh, I think it still looks good in black actually. And then that's going to come across here. Oops. There we go. Yeah, see, so it's going to be outlined by that. That looks nice. And then somewhere, I don't know what I've done. Oh, there it is. Here is this is our new Delicator metallic silvery shimmer. This one, it's a metallic pigment ink. So it will give you a really beautiful luster and actually a really good shimmer for stamping. So I'm just going to get myself a new dauber out. Ours come in a pack of 5, so you always know that you've got a good number. And then rather than going around this one with the black, I'm going to just pick up some of this and put some of this silver on. It doesn't have to be everywhere, just in places. See that come out? Oh, this is lovely. There we go. Now, because it's pigment, yes, you do need to leave it to dry a little bit longer because it's got oil in it. It's not just a it's got some kind of sticky stuff in it, so it's not quite it is water based, but it's got something in it that makes it sticky. But that's what allows the metal to be in the solution of the ink pad. Isn't that yum? That is really nice. And actually what I probably should have done before I even put this together was you could just stamp around the corner of that in bats. Oh, let's do some of that. Let's do some bats. Now, I haven't even opened this stamp set yet, so this is my first hurrah. Not furore, hurrah. That's the word I'm looking for. Into this. And I liked this stamp set because it had this cute little cat and cute little bat. Plus it's got a spider on it, which, you know, Sean likes. So that's going to be a good thing. So let's pop this down. There we go. Like so. Pull that off. Now then. Now, we might not get them perfect because we're stamping on the side of a box. But you know what? I don't think it actually matters. Look at them. I would just make sure you got your fingers inside to give it a bit of support. Can you see that? Oh, yes, you can. Are they not just the most... Oop, there goes my spider. I don't really mind. These bats are just brilliant. And they don't have to be perfect, as I said, because, you know, they're just sort of shimmery white, shimmery silvery bats on a coffin. So it's not like it has to be like, you know, pristine. There we go. Could have been in the ground for 75 years. Who knows? Okay. So yeah. So that's that. Cute little bats. That's going to go on top of there. We're going to put the ribbon underneath here, tie it all the way around the coffin and tie it at the top so that you pull it out like that. You open it like that. I'm just going to put those away so I don't lose them. Put them over there. So we'll stick this down straight onto the coffin, and you could use glue or you could just use snail like this. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're happy with the placement before finally putting it down. Sticking it right down. There we go. That is good. Okay, so that's that. And then, as I say, we'll wrap the ribbon round. God, I do like those bats. Those silver bats are just to die for. Sorry, shouldn't say that, should I? Oh dear, sorry, that's very well, you know, my kind of humour. Right, now the thing you do need to know about this stuff though is it is a bit see-through, so you have to be a little bit careful when you put tape down. So I'm just going to put a small amount, just enough to hold it, because it can sometimes seep through. That seems to be alright at the minute. That's good. And you don't need more than that anyway, because this is going to now be held. So when we pop the lid on, like that, this is now going to be glued down here. So we're gluing it basically to the base and to the lid, so that then when you lift that off, it's attached, if you see what I mean. I think that's the easiest way of doing it, to make sure that you've got a box that holds together. So we'll just put a little bit more on the lid here. As I say, it doesn't have to be much. We're going to hold it down as well with our Wicked. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to get the new black, yes, I said black, mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to see where we can fit some of these. And we might need to chop them. Some we might need to chop, but most of it I think we'll be at least able to put some of these down without them going. You'll have to cut off a few little bits like that, okay, because you don't want to ruin the line of the of the wording, but mostly they'll stay. The other thing you can do is just chop up the sides and take some small pieces off, but the fact that they're black really helps to hold them, to hide them, as it were, from people seeing what you've got underneath. That doesn't make any sense. Because they're black, you can't see them from the front. That's what I'm trying to say. How hard was that, Pip? Okay, this one's being annoying. Won't let me get there. Probably should have cut it before I put it on, but there we go. I'm not going to die in a ditch over that. Oh, here we go again. I'm not going to. I really must stop with all these things. What you can do also is just cut strips off like this. I especially like the little ones, the mini ones, because they do have these really nice wide borders, so you can get some really nice wide edges. So we're just going to pop all that on. This won't take long. And then tomorrow I'm going to come back, I think tomorrow, in my next video. Might not be tomorrow, it might be next week, but in my next video you'll then see more things to do with coffins and a card idea, an invitation idea. And hopefully by then I'll have my advent calendar all sorted out too, and you can see the other version of it, as it were, and you'll be able to, and I'll show you how I'm going to decorate my little flashy box as well. Right, okay, I might need a little bit on this side. There we go. Okay. You can always go in if you need to and add a bit more afterwards, but really this should be fine. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just stick it flat. Maybe I should have done that, but I like the idea of it having a little bit of height. So I'm just being, you know, difficult like that. Because I know that that's what you would do too. You wouldn't just leave it to be flat. How boring is that? You'd want to raise it up like this. So there you go. And I've got some treat bags to show you of all kinds of things that I'm going to be getting up to next. So you want to make sure that you're going to come back for that. Okay. Oh, see, it doesn't always hold brilliantly on ribbon, but we'll get it there. Oh, now this one's poked off. It needs this bit to hold it. Right, here we go. Are we ready? So now we're going to attach the wicked like that. And then we're just going to tie this in a little knot up here. Tie it in a double knot. There we go. And then you could add a tag to that if you wanted to. You could definitely chop these a little bit shorter. What do you reckon? Cool, huh? So come back soon. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. See you again soon. Take care for now. Bye.